right, so let's dive right into this peach dump cake. I have here 2 large cans that I'm using of just peaches in the syrup, and they were half peaches, so I sliced them into slices. I added a little bit of the juice from one of the cans, not too much, maybe about a half of a cup of the juice. I also put some cinnamon on them and mixed it up. Now what I'm going to do is I have some sweetened condensed milk, which I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on by the spoonful. So maybe about altogether, maybe about 4 or 5 tablespoons. And then I'm putting a little bit more of the juice. You don't want it too liquidy on the bottom, because then it'll be too mushy, and you know, you want it to set up nice, almost like a cobbler. So, but you do need some juice in the bottom. I love peaches. You can do this with any fruit that you want. You could do it with blueberry pie filling. You can do it with apples. You can do it with, like I said, any fruit that you want. Pineapples. So there is my cake mix. I'm doing a voiceover because my husband was vacuuming and I didn't want to hear the vacuum in the back of my video. So this is just a regular Duncan Hines, I believe, white cake mix. You can get the super moist if you want. And what I'm doing is I'm just dumping the cake mix all on top of my peaches. And I'm just breaking up those big clumps of the cake mix. And everything I actually bought at the Dollar Tree. So the cake mix was $1. Each can of the peaches was $1. The sweetened condensed milk was $1. And I had cinnamon, and I had a 1 stick of butter. So now that the whole cake mix is dumped on top of my peaches, I'm just continuing to break up some of them lumps. And you don't want to mix it into the peaches. You just want to leave it on top. So now I'm going to take my sweetened condensed milk and I'm drizzling a little bit more on the top. You really don't want too much. This just adds a really nice sweetness to it. And actually, when it bakes, it gets nice and crunchy. So there's a lot of dump cakes that you don't, you know, and you'll see the videos that people don't use the sweetened condensed milk. But I really like it because, I don't know, I think it adds a little something to it. But if you don't have it, you don't have to add it. Just do it without it. But I think it's worth it. So now the next thing, after I put, and you could see it was maybe like another 5 tablespoons. I didn't even use half of the can. So it's, you know, a little bit less than half the can. And that was on top of the peaches and now on top of the cake mix. So I'm going to take my butter, I'm going to pop it in the microwave, and I'm going to melt it. So my butter is now melted. And now on top of the cake mix, after I did the sweetened condensed milk, I'm just putting a little bit more of the peach juice. Just a little bit to drizzle around. When it bakes into that cake, you know, that vanilla cake mix will have a little bit of a peachy flavor as well. And now I'm just going to take my melted butter and do the same thing. And the goal here is to try to get all of the dry batter with some kind of liquid on it. I mean, the butter does seem to roll off of it and like sometimes go to the corners or just roll into the middle. But to do the best that you can with just trying to cover up all those dry spots. And if I did try to start like moving it around, but it just lifts up the batter, the dry batter. So don't even do that. Just drizzle it on and try to get all those spots that are dry. It takes a little finagling. If you can't get them all, that's fine. You could always take, which I should have thought of, you can always take another stick of butter and cut it into little thin strips, you know, like little pats of butter, and wherever it's dry, just put a pat of butter on top of it. And this way it'll stay there. So that's a nice little tip. Now I'm just shaking it a little bit. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And by the way, I did spray my pan with Pam spray before I put my peaches in it. So
guys, so it's been in the oven for 45 minutes. And I'm going to take it out right now and let's see what we got. I wish you could smell this because it smells delicious. I think I'm going to leave it in for another 5 minutes. Let me put it back on bake. Yeah, it's a little wobbly in the middle. But I just want to taste the outside here. I got a little bit of that peach. Oh my God, so good. Back in for another 5 to 8 minutes.
all right, so I stuck it back in for another 5 to 8 minutes. So the total cooking time was 50 minutes. And look at it, it's absolutely beautiful. It's nice and browned on the top. There was just a few spots in the middle, you know, a couple spots here and there that was still a little bit powdery, but that's fine. It's almost tastes like a confectionery sugar on it. So I just tasted the corner there. Absolutely delicious. That condensed milk, that little bit that was on the top, gets nice and crusty. It had like a nice crunch to it. And where I'm tapping right there, you can see that that was a spot that had no butter or anything on it. So it's still a little powdery, but that's fine. It's going to happen. You're never going to get it 100%. But yeah, guys, this was such a fast and easy and cheap dessert to do. I'm trying to fix my camera. Sorry about that. Everything I purchased at the Dollar Tree. So it literally cost $5 to make. The 2 cans of peaches, the 1 can of condensed sweetened milk I got at the Dollar Tree, the cake mix. So that was $4, and then I had the butter, and I had the cinnamon, which I added a little bit of cinnamon to the peaches when I put them in the pan. So for $5, you have a beautiful dessert, very fast and easy to make. Perfect for the summertime. You can eat this warm with some ice cream on the side. Absolutely delicious. Now, normally I do Weight Watcher videos, but this was not a Weight Watcher video by any means. And I just figured I'd throw this video up tonight because my videos are on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just in case anybody wanted an extra dessert or something to make for their Easter buffet tomorrow. So thanks everybody for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscription button, the notification bell, and hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Happy Easter.